We got Louis Smolka back here on the program. He's coming off a win this past weekend over Kyle Estrada at CXF 15. Louis, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, James. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, man, but not as good as you, though. What a win that was over the weekend. Before we talk about your performance and everything, Kyle missed weight ahead of this fight. How frustrating was that, to have an opponent miss weight and, when you guys are scheduled to fight at a weight limit?
It's hard, the dude's a lot bigger than you, especially at 125 pounds. 4 pounds might not seem like a lot, but it's a really big difference. It's literally like 4 or 5% of my body weight. Like, man, imagine if like you tried to go buy a car or something and they told you it was gonna go cost 3 or 4% more, or like your mortgage is now 3 or 4% more. It's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
It's a lot to deal with.
Was there ever a point of thinking about pulling out just because of the fact that, your opponent disrespected you, didn't come in on the weight limit?
No, I didn't really want to pull out, but like he's kind of like 5 pounds is customary. Like that's like the cutoff. Like 5 pounds is about where you draw the line. But man, like 3 or 4 is still kind of a lot.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But also saying that, I mean, you've been undefeated since you left the UFC. I mean, you got to have fair fights, after this. So that's one thing to consider. But anyways, you get the fight. What was the game plan heading into the fight, especially with the fact that you had to switch up an opponent?
Um, the game plan was to pressure him. We knew I had cardio problems. My coach seemed to think my cardio was better than his, so we wanted to make him work a lot. Um, And yeah, just keep pressing him, keep moving, keep going forward, and he would eventually break him. I had a couple of different things I was supposed to use. Kept my hands a little bit low, ended up getting caught, so got to work on that. But yeah, like overall, I was attack the body with kicks and stuff.
Was there anything about him that surprised you? You talked about getting hit. Was there anything else that kind of you didn't expect in the fight?
He came pretty hard and pretty fast. He was stronger than I thought he would be. I mean, I knew he'd be stronger than me, but he was a good amount stronger than I thought he would be. I kind of feel like he might have sprinted super early, like came at me like real fast early and like used his like explosion and kind of just like kind of sapped his energy when he didn't get it.
Okay. And how did you feel in there? I mean, you've been sober for a while. I know you've been eating really clean heading into this fight. I've seen all the posts on Instagram. How physically did you feel in the cage?
Yeah, I felt good. Not drinking for like since January, like it's helped a lot, man. Like my core weight's a little bit lower, like it's a little bit easier making weight. I can have more food, it's not such a rough process during fight week. It sucks, but I mean it's gotten a lot easier.
Okay. And how did you celebrate after that fight?
Um, Came home, I gave my daughter my belt.
Nice. That must have been a proud
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, that was pretty cool. She put it on too, like she knew it was happening. So like that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's a memory she'll have forever, right? So that's good parenting right there. I like that. Any
Yeah.
injuries outside of this fight? I know you got banged a little bit, but health wise, are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm good. My head was pretty sore for a few days there, but I'm pretty good now. Terphouse has been hooking me up with all the CBD oils, so I've basically been drinking but like I've been using a lot of the oils, and I feel great. I take it before I go to bed and stuff, and when I wake up, and I feel like it's helped a lot. Like I feel pretty good.
So yeah, in terms of recovery, I mean, you talked about the CBD oil. Is there anything else you use to help those bumps and bruises?
That was honestly pretty much it. I iced my face, and that was all. I iced my face, used some CBD oil. Tried to, kind of like keep like kind of a ketogenic diet. Like eat a lot of fats and stuff, like ice cream and all that. So yeah, I mean, I'm using that to justify eating all that ice cream. But yeah.
Yeah, you got to eat the good fats too, like avocados and all that stuff, right? So that's important.
Yeah, yeah, avocados, eggs, yeah.
So the big question, and I know you've been asked it a bunch of times, and I know you're probably sick of being asked it, but Bellator Hawaii, I mean, I would imagine you got to be on that card. You are with a good management company in Iridium Sports. Is there any headway on that at all?
Um, we haven't talked to Bellator too much that I know of. I don't know what their plans are there. But I mean, I'm down to. We were talking to like the UFC and stuff. Like I don't even know, man. I'm waiting for Jason right now. I don't even know what's going on.
Okay. Well, either way, I mean that's probably the goal though to fight in Hawaii for Bellator. That would be a career highlight right there.
That would be fun. Like honestly, I'd be really stoked to go there. I know we're talking with a few different guys. So there's like a few different organizations we're talking to. So I mean, it's whoever wants to pay the most at this point. Like I'd love to do Bellator. Honestly, we'll see what works. I'm down to talk to whoever. Try to see like what they're willing to agree to. I mean, I know there's guys switching promotions now and stuff. That's kind of
I was going to
used to be a
ask you
fun
about
thing,
that.
right?
What did you think about that when you heard it? Sounds like Demetrious Johnson. Like this doesn't happen in MMA. This happens in football or basketball or whatever. Demetrious Johnson gets traded for Ben Askren. What was your reaction when you heard that?
I was just kind of like, I was like, okay, this is what we're doing now. I mean, that's cool.
Okay, but no, it
Like
sounds like they might get
I'm
rid of
just
the flyweight
rolling with
division.
it. I don't even if they are, that's cool. I mean, I'm with it. If not, I don't know. Like I don't know what the hell is going on, dude. Like, oh man.
Yeah, well,
This was never a thing before. The UFC doesn't co-promote. They wouldn't work with Fedor because of this back in because M1 wanted to co-promote back in the day. Remember, they were like, no, we're not dealing with this. This is bullshit. And now they're willing to like co-promote with other promotions, like I guess ONE FC in Asia. Because I mean, they traded Eddie too, right? Or I guess they apparently had like they did some easy stuff with Eddie, and I guess I guess they like doing business together or something.
But what are your
They had a
thoughts
good
about
experience.
potentially? I mean, they might be potentially getting rid of the flyweight division. I mean, that sort of limits your options other than Bellator because Bellator doesn't even have a flyweight division.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's kind of we'll see what they do. I'm just kind of rolling with the punches at this point. It's just whatever happens, and I'm gonna try to make the best out of it and fight the best guys. That's all I know. Make the most money at it. Like I don't know what else to do at this point.
Well, let me ask you this: if they did get rid of the flyweight division in the UFC, would you ever consider going up to bantamweight, or is your home at flyweight no matter what?
I'll do whatever. I don't really want to fight too many big bantamweights right out the gate, like because those guys get up to like 170 pounds, man. Like those guys get huge, and I've never been like over 160 really in my life. I mean, so like that's just those are some big guys, dude. I would be willing to move up after a while. Like I need a while to put that size on. That'd be at least 2 to 3 years trying to put on size before I could like test the higher levels.
Just got two more questions for you here. I see the TV's on in the background. What are you watching right now on TV?
We're watching the Wiggles.
Oh my God! You know what? I put a post on Instagram about this. I know all the words to their songs because my son, like, he loves the Wiggles. I have to put it on every morning. How sad is that? I know every single word to their songs. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he loves it, man. He gets up, he starts dancing. Like my son's gonna be 14 months. It's crazy. He's all into it.
You ever watch what they do? They're really talented, man. They can like sing, dance, they're
Opera
doing all
singing,
this stuff.
everything,
They're, like,
man.
teaching. Yeah. I was like, wow, like this is the actual people doing this. This is crazy. These guys are crazy talented, the Wiggles. They're teaching our kids like the classics.
The future, man. It's crazy. There's a part where they have like a camel do like a growl. My son will growl at the TV whenever he does that. It's crazy.
That's wild.
Last
Gotta love the Wiggles.
Yeah, no, for sure. Last question before I let you go. What are you doing for Halloween this year? Are you dressing up at all?
I don't think I'm dressing up, but Lucy is probably gonna dress up and then go and trick or treat around. There's some nice areas over here in Irvine, so I'll probably try and take her to go play around and see what happens.
But Dad,
she's being a pineapple.
Okay, but what? So you're not dressing up at all?
Probably not. No.
Oh man, you got to get in the spirit. You got to. If your wife's doing it, you got to.
I'll dress up as UFC fighter.
There you go. Exactly, for sure. Well, Louis, yeah. Congratulations on the win again. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout outs, man, the floor is yours.
Yeah, just thank you to everybody. You guys can find me on IG and Twitter at Last Samurai UFC. And yeah, just thank you to Terphouse, thank you to Milk and Eggs, thank you to Team Oyama, Virus, Defend, G Fuel, everybody. Just all my usual sponsors. You can find them hashtagged and like tweeted out all over my Instagram. So yeah.